Hi there. I was asked to explain in a short video how to play guitar, how to get to know the guitar and stuff like that. So I will try to give a little bit of an introduction of the anatomy of the guitar and then some theory behind, also practical points about major and minor chords that will help you to get in touch with the guitar, and then hopefully practice, after a lot of practicing, get better and better basically. So um, I will start off with a little bit of anatomy of the guitar. So the anatomy that I'm holding in my hands now looks actually like this that we have here in the presentation, in which you have a body that is the one that producing the sound, the neck, that's basically where the strings sit on, and the headstock is where you have these tuning machines to tune the strings. Um, an important part of the guitar is the frets. So the frets are the ones that are going to separate the semitones. So each space is a semitone, and the guitar needs to be perfectly calibrated in a way that each space then will give a perfect semitone, hopefully, right? So the distance between this one and that one will be a semitone. The vibration of the strings is basically what produces the sound, and so basically the shorter the the string is, so basically when you are pressing one of the spaces, so in between the frets, you are making the distance of point here to point where actually you press shorter, right? If you go down horizontally, um, and then basically you increase the pitch as you can hear, right? So this is what happens when you slide, your hand horizontally towards the body of the guitar. So that means that the string vibrates more frequently and therefore produces a higher pitch sound. Um, so there are many kinds of strings. There are strings, at least the one for the guitar I have on my hands is they are made of steel. There are other guitars, like classic guitars, the strings are made of nylon. Then also importantly, the thickness of the strings will give you different features of basically the playing. You can, so if you have stiffer or thicker strings, it will be harder to bend the strings, and it will be also maybe a bit more painful for your fingers if you are starting. So I would recommend to go for thin strings. So the problem with thin strings is that they break very easily, but doesn't matter. Then also the coating. There are different kinds of coating of strings, but the major role of the coating is that basically they protect the strings from corrosion and sweat fingers and dust and whatever that's going around. So the classic way to tune the guitar is using the E system. So basically it's based on E, so you have the sixth string and the first string tuned on the E pitch, and basically as you see here also, then you have the other strings tuned as following. So E is the first one, B the second one, G the third, D the fourth, A the fifth, and E the last one, as I said. If you place your finger in one of the space and then you place it in the adjacent space, you increase the tone, or the difference of tone is half a tone. The difference of pitch is half a tone. So therefore that makes that if you are in the sixth string, which is an E, after E, according to what you know from music, from music school, is like E, you have F, which is the first one because F comes a semitone after E, right? Then F sharp, but then G, G sharp, A, right? A. So, and the fifth string is an A, so therefore this one should sound as the R of the fifth, and actually that's very nicely. And then you can do that for all the strings, right? So the fifth string is an A, so you go A, then B, C, D, fifth space again, D. And then you know that D is the fourth string. So D, E, F, G, and G the same as third string. Then so this is G, right? Then after G is A. This is B, right? And B is our second string. So now in this case is the fourth space of the third string. Anyways, then now have B. B, then after B comes C, D, and finally E. And E is the first string. So therefore, if we want to tune it, then we can either stop from the bottom or from the top. But if we have the E string already set, this one, then we can know how to tune the other one on top. Or if you go down, we know this one. So therefore, A should sound similar to that, and so on, right? Right. Alright guys, so I'll split this video and I'll continue in another video, and then I'll explain the theory of chords and how you can intuitively get chords easier. So, alright, cool. Stay tuned. Cheers.